powerful presentation we're going to be talking about today. I don't believe a lot of people know this about Moses, prophet Moses, and how he totally destroys the nation of his own wife. I mean, totally. And some of the things that he commanded the Israelites to do to the nation of his own wife is inconceivable. It is totally inconceivable. The things I'm hearing in this book. And this is a holy book. And people talk about the Muslims. People talk about the Muslims and what they did to get the things that that they have, and they did. They slayed. That's exactly what they did. But to act like they don't know and read what's in that Bible and what they did to get the state of Israel today, oh no. They have no room, you see, to speak about others at all. This is almost inconceivable. Now, we're talking about the nation of Midian. Now, Midian, if once you come out of Egypt, you're going east. You come into the Sinai Peninsula, and right outside the Sinai Peninsula, soon as you turn, going south, like you're going into Arabia, right there on the corner is Midian. Okay? Now, when Moses fled Egypt, he had to flee Egypt because he's a murderer. We have to accept that. In the biblical dictionaries account that Moses is a murderer. Okay, so he murdered Pharaoh's soldier, and so he got to get out of there. And so he flees into the land of Midian. Okay, and if you don't know the story, he saw a well, he was going to get some water, and it was 7 maidens that was at the well. They was getting water, and some ragamuffin nomads. Yeah, they was hassling them. And so Moses came over there and saved them from the nomads, and so they say, why don't you come on, and get some dinner or something, and we'll introduce you to our father. And so their father's name was Jethro, and he was the man in Midian. He was a priest. And Melchizedek and Jethro is the first 2 priests to be mentioned in the whole of the Bible. So Jethro is a Midianite. But in other verses, it also alludes that the Midianites was Ethiopian, because he marries the daughter of Jethro, the Midianite priest. But in Numbers, it says that Miriam and Aaron, his brother and sister, they made fun of his wife. And in Numbers, they say she's an Ethiopian. She's a Cushite. So the Midianites are Ethiopian people. Okay, they're Ethiopian people. And obviously his 2 sons were born in Midian because he had to flee Egypt. So his 2 sons were born in Midian. Okay, so this is the land of his wife. This is the land of his refuge. Because once he fled Egypt, he had to stay in Midian for 40 years before he come back. And this is what, this is when the Exodus pops off and all of that. Matter of fact, when God or the angel of the Lord spoke to Moses in the burning bush, he was in Midian. He was still in Midian. And so the angel of the Lord say, you've been chose to go in and free the Israelites and lead them to the promised land. He didn't complete that because he did wrong. He did wrong. And so he wasn't able to go into Canaan. You see? And so but before it was 40 years of wandering in for the Israelites. It was in the desert. And so Moses was doing a lot of murdering before he even passed. He was wiping out nations all in that area before you go into Canaan. And one of them was the nation of his own wife. I say, wow. Like, wow. They got all these and totally obliterated them. I say, wow, you fed this man for 40 years. You gave him a place of refuge. They should have turned his ass in. They should have turned him in. When he ran into Midian, they should have turned Moses in. They should have gave him up. They should have gave him up. But they didn't. They gave him refuge, and Jethro was teaching Moses how to run a nation. He was his main counselor, because he was far older than Moses, and he had been running a nation longer than Moses. So Moses was really under the tutelage of Jethro. Now, I'm reading this. And it's almost unbelievable. This is Numbers. This is Numbers now, 31, and it's from verse 1 through 18. Okay, it's from verse 1 through 18. I don't know if I'm going to read it all, but this is one of the most disgusting chapters in all the Bible. It's totally disgusting. Okay, and it says, then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take vengeance on the Midianites for the sons of Israel. Afterwards, you will be gathered to your people. So Moses spoke to the people, saying, arm men from among you for war, so that they may go against Midian to execute the Lord's vengeance on Midian. See how they always use that Lord. The God commanded us. So that's like, you can't blame us because God told us to do this. You see, but it's no God. See, this is the play. God gave this to us as an inheritance. That's the play. You see, that's the play. Ain't no God. But this is what the book was created for, to give justification or genocide on African people. And you understand the thievery, the bloodshed of our land, of our culture, and the destruction of our people. Listen to this. You shall send 1,000 from each tribe of all the tribes of Israel to the war. So they were selected from the thousands of Israel, 1,000 from each tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them 1,000. Okay, now let me get down here. So they made war against Midian, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Listen. And they killed every male. This is his wife's nation. This is the nation that gave Moses refuge when he was fleeing Egypt. Yeah, this is the land where his children was born in. Okay, listen to this. And the sons of Israel took captive the women of Midian and their little ones, and they cattle, all their flocks, and all their property. Then they burned all their cities where they lived and all their encampments. And they took all the plunder and all the spoils, both of people and of livestock. They brought the captives and spoils and the plunder to Moses and to Eleazar the priest. They brought up now. But Moses was angry with the officers of the army and commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds who had come from service in the war. And Moses said to them, have you spared all the women? And obviously they had spared all the women. Yeah, they had spared all, and Moses was mad at that. Behold, they caused the sons of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to be unfaithful to the Lord in the matter of Peor, so that the plague took place among the congregation of the Lord. So obviously they must have got, God must have, put a plague on them for defiling his commandment to destroy everything. So it said, now therefore, listen to this, man. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones. This is Moses. You hear me? This is commanded by God. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has not known a man, or kill everyone who has known a man intimately. However, all the girls who have not known a man intimately, keep alive for yourselves. Do you hear that? Kill every male among the little ones. Every woman who has known a man intimately. However, the girls who have not known a man intimately, keep alive for yourselves. Man, whatever happened to you niggas need to happen. And in reality, and I'm in total agreement with myself, this shit happened to you. You see, this shit happened to you. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And this should be done unto you in the same way. Because they didn't come for y'all like that. Y'all came into their land with that. The first instance, the Midianites gave Moses refuge, a place of refuge, fed him when he didn't have no other place. And this is what he did. And I could imagine how his wife, I wonder what his wife was saying when these are her sisters. These are her sisters. You understand what I'm saying? The little babies, you know what I'm saying? I wonder what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? This is his wife's nation. So what was she doing? And his own sons, this, that's their grandfather. He probably had passed. I don't know if he had passed by then or not. But to see that happening, that had to have been, man. So this is the good Moses. This is the good God. That those of y'all that believe in this book, you see, you got the answer for this. If you accept this as your truth, you're going to have to answer for this. You feel me? So let it be known. If you believe in this and you ordain this, then this very well can come back on you. You see, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And if you believe that this is just, When you believe that this is just, when it happened to you, then thy will be done. Thy will be done. That's just all it is to it. Family, this is tap into this degree. Numbers 31, 1 through 18. Numbers 31, 1 through 18. Make sure you tap in, family. Make sure. Let me make sure. Did I drop that in there? Hold on. It's that God will command somebody to do that to babies. These are African babies, man. They didn't do nothing to the Israelites. They didn't even know who the Israelites. When Abraham came into Canaan, they fed Abraham. They fed Abraham. When the Israelites came into Egypt, they fed them. You see? And this is the thanks that they get. Okay. That's right. You got it in there. Let me pin that up. We got some more knowledge. Of course, we dropping. Stay tuned. Don't be far from your cell, your computer, because we're gonna be dropping some science all day. All right, family. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification, and I'll be right back. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the Wicked Beast Daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.